Hey, what's up guys? We got UFC Macau coming up this week. We also got some road to UFC fights, but I'm gonna just be breaking down the UFC Macau fights. First fight of the night, we got Loma Lookboonmee versus Jaqueline Amorim. So, you know, I got Loma in this fight, but this is a very compelling fight for two reasons. Loma is way better on the feet, and I think Jaqueline's way better on the ground. And I think that's not to be disputed. I just, you know, that Thai style and kick first style is okay. Not really good if you're going against somebody with great takedowns. Jaqueline doesn't have the best takedowns, but she's better on the ground. My problem with Jaqueline is we've seen her twice in her career. She kind of do a big jump off where she's performing very good in the first round, and then the second or third round she just doesn't like perform as well. And normally it's not a problem because fighters can fix that. However, she did not fix that, and she lost her last fight because of it too. And I also think the girl she went against was also the better fighter as well. Now Loma, her takedown defense is okay on the initial entry. She does hold on the fence, which is, you know, in this fight, it's not the worst thing in the world because Jaqueline is not a chain wrestler. She tried to get her takedown and that'd be it. Now Loma do got a lot of good trips, you know, because of her Muay Thai background and stuff. I just don't think Jaqueline fights through adversity well, so I'm gonna go Loma in this fight, and her stand-up isn't at the level I like to see, but it's a close fight. Kangjie versus Rodrigo Vera. You know, on paper, you know, I'm gonna go with Vera. Zhu can win this fight. Guys, this is a close fight. The reason why I'm not picking him though is because while Zhu has good anti-wrestling, he has okay striking. He fights going backwards a lot, and that's something you kind of don't want to see when you're going against a wrestler like Vera. Vera is a wrestler. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not a judo guy. He's a wrestler. Now, the thing is with Vera though, Vera, his striking is not that good, and that's where Zhu kind of can, that's where he can like have some success at in the striking department. The reason why I'm not choosing Zhu though is because he's been in a split decision twice in his last two fights, and he's in split decisions because the second or third round he gets taken down. The first round he got good anti-wrestling, but the reason why he's in split decision because of his fighting style. He don't have that much volume, and he's going backwards a lot. He is more powerful, but he's gun shy, like I just said. Rodrigo Vera managed the distance well, a lot of front kicks, a lot of leg kicks, and then he's shooting, and he also got good pressure. So if Zhu's backing up, Vera's gonna have the lead foot. That's not good if you're like, if it's a, you know, that's not good in the fight. So that's why I'm going with Vera on this one. It is a very close fight. I do want to choose Zhu. I just can't do it, unfortunately. Now we got Angela Hill versus Xiong. So I gotta go with Jingnan to get the victory. It's weird because it's been a minute since Zhang fought, and you know, she was on a big win streak, but it's ONE FC. Like, she probably fighting some poor Asian ladies who just need to fight. Angela Hill's a little older. The other girl is older too, so it's pretty even. I just think Jingnan got way better striking, and she actually got good takedown defense. I'll give her that. I'm not gonna like shit on her takedown defense. It's not bad. It is her UFC debut, so that is an issue. Angela Hill, we know she's a savvy vet. She's gritty, always in a fight. Kind of a better striker than she is a grappler. Sometimes she got good grappling, sometimes she got bad striking. All depends on her matchup. I just think Jingnan, her takedown defense will hold up. And I think on the feet she got better striking. So to me, I gotta choose her. It's a close fight though. All right, so now we got Teixeira versus Luis Gurule. I'm actually going with Luis in this fight. It is a close fight. I do think Ray can win. Ray's a very strong wrestler. He got a lot of volume takedowns. Got good grappling once he's on the ground. I don't like his backwards movement. You know, it's rough because his last fight was Josh Van, and Josh Van is a good anti-grappler. But Josh Van, you know, he gets taken down, but he gets back up. He gets back up. And Luis, he gets taken down, and he also gets back up. But the difference between, obviously Luis and Josh Van not the same fighter. Ray just don't got a lot of striking to counter Luis, in my opinion. I think you need to kind of hurt him to get him off of you. I don't see Ray doing that. And we just seen him fight like a week or two ago. He in the pocket, he a bang. Like he's going to throw some shots. He's going to hurt you. He's going to be like a zombie. You just gotta hurt him back, or he's going to just keep coming forward. Unless you like Alden and you can like style him. But I don't think Ray can do that. I don't think Ray's striking is at that level. Luis does get taken down, but we seen him get back up. That's similarity between him and Josh Van. Now it is a little different. I think Luis is actually more of a traditional wrestler. But it's just, you know, Ray, I just, you know, this is one of those fights where we got to see if Ray made those improvements in between, like, the long break he had, and we just got to see. And that's what we're going to see this weekend. I think Ray's going to get overwhelmed in the pocket, and I think he's going to get, like, it's going to be too crowded. It's going to be too many shots and kicks coming at him up the middle and hooks, and it's going to be in the pocket. I don't think he'll get that perfect shot like he wants. So I got to go Luis Gurule to get the victory. So now we got Aoriqileng versus Cody Haddon. A lot of people are high on Cody Haddon. I got him getting the victory, but he's a good boxer. He got good pressure, got a real good jab, very accurate hands. He's a more active striker out of the two. Aoriqileng, sometimes he waits on the feet and he looks to counter strike. And you can't do that all the time, especially against a guy like Cody Haddon who's throwing like longer combos. Not easy to counter strike. Now Aoriqileng does pop low kicks, and he got nice body head combos too, and he does have good power. Not much head movement from him though defensively, and he got, you know, I wasn't gonna speak on the wrestling, but I'll speak on it a little bit. Cody Haddon, wrestling not the best. He got jiu-jitsu, wrestling not the best. Aoriqileng, he ain't about to grapple with you either. So I think it's taking place on the feet. And I think Cody Haddon gets it done. So now we got Meng versus José Henrique. I got Meng to get the victory. But I just fight this level of competition from both of them is just, I think you kind of have to go Meng unless you like looking for like a lucky pick, which Jose can win, but on film, Jose's tall, lanky. He just kind of walks forward, maintains distance by kicks, and relies on his long-range weapons, and he won't have that in this one because of the height similarity and the reach similarity. And he got bad boxing defense, Jose does. This is my first time looking at the odds. I see they're even, and I'm not going to say I don't know why, but I mean, because, you know, Meng Ding, he has gotten knocked out. And he's actually not the best fighter either. But he got better boxing and better power. Where it worries me, though, with Ding is he looks fundamentally better as far as the footwork and stuff. But what worries me is he has to close the gap. It is a little bit of a gap of a reach. And he has to close it, especially if he want to box versus a kicker. The kicker just naturally makes the gap bigger. He has to close that distance. If he doesn't close the distance, he actually could lose the fight. And as far as grappling, Jose gets put against the fence a lot, and Ding puts people against the fence. He can wrestle a little bit better. So, but again, this is another. I don't know why they made this matchup, so that's why I'm kind of baffled by this. This is like a contender series matchup, and even then, you're like, okay, at least fight one good regional guy. But Ding got like 40-something fights, so you probably did. But this fights is okay. So now we got Luis Diaz versus Yi Sak Lee. This is a tricky fight because it's not much film on Yi Sak Lee. I got Luis Diaz, by the way. I don't know if I've been saying that this whole time. I don't know if I've been saying that. But, you know, Yi Sak Lee, it's not a lot of film on him. And that's the concerning part. We don't know what we're going to see. It's a big jump in competition, fighting Luis Diaz. And honestly, Luis Diaz on the contender series, you know, I picked him, he won. He's a strong guy, tough. He is chinny though, that is a concern. Kicks heavy, loads up on punches. He's just there to be countered because he loads up on his punches. Now, can he exactly do that? I genuinely don't know. It's just not a lot of film on him. And when the film you'd seen on him, he was on top of guys beating him up. Maybe he could take down Luis Diaz. Luis has struggled with takedown defense. Maybe he could beat him. Maybe that's why the odds are close. I'm just saying, I don't know where the UFC finds these guys. I just don't know. I would love to talk to a matchmaker and see like, hey, how did you find this guy? Like, nobody ever heard of him on a regional. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard of him. Where did you find him? And what made you choose him to come to the UFC? I guess because it's an Asian market. He's a Korean guy, you know, fighting in China. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't understand it sometimes. I don't know. But hey, who am I? I'm not a matchmaker. I just like talking about fights. So now we got Alex Perez versus Sumudaerji. You know, I got Sumudaerji, but I'm going to tell you why. I always tell you why. But I'm going to go with this new philosophy, and you got to remember, fight IQ is one of the most important things. While Alex Perez just beat Charles Johnson, we know he's inconsistent. We know he's powerful. We know he should win. But we know he's short and got lower reach, and we know sometimes he does questionable decisions. Now, the reason why I'm choosing Sumudaerji is actually risky. You know, Sumudaerji, I can't see an overhand popping him. But to me, he maintains his distance well. He always got something in the front. He's a longer fighter. You know, his takedown defense, Alex Perez does wrestle sometimes, but his takedown defense isn't the worst in the world. Sumudaerji is not. He just holds people against the fence, and that could lose you a fight. But I just think long keeping the distance, a better fight IQ is going to get him the victory. We're going to see. Hopefully, Alex Perez proved me wrong. But his fight IQ been a problem in the past. And, you know, even though he beat Charles Johnson, we got to see what's going to happen. So I got some ready to get the victory. So now we got Jake Matthews versus Carlston Harris. I got Jake Matthews to get the victory. It's not a good look losing to Neil Magny the way he did. And he lost. But he showed some good grappling in this fight. And I think he could show some good grappling. I mean, not in this fight. In his last fight against Neil Magny, he showed like he has the ability to grapple. He's shown that in the UFC. I think he has the ability to grapple this fight. Now, it is a concern because Harris do got some good front headlock choke. Another problem with Harris, though, the main reason why, you know, I should consider him more, but I'm not. But his durability. He just, to me, he's not as durable as he once was. He get hurt by things way quicker. The way he takes shots is not well. Like if you hit him with a few good shots, he doesn't take them well. So that leads me to kind of lean heavily towards Jake Matthews. And then backing up on the cage for Harris is not a good thing, but he does have a good jab, good front headlock, durability just a problem. So Jake Matthews is inconsistent too. He lost to Neil Magny by guillotine. But that's neither here nor there. That's my prediction on the next fight. Now we got Asakura versus Cameron Smotherman. I've been high on, I don't want to say I've been super high on Cameron Smotherman, but I've been choosing him. I'm not choosing him this time. I'm choosing Asakura, and I've been choosing against Asakura, so I'm kind of reversing my history. But styles make fights, and this style of Asakura, the striking style, the bad takedown defense, and 3-round fight. I think 3-round fight would be better for him. And I just think the style is a lot better for him. Cameron Smotherman is not the best wrestler, honestly. On the feet, he's not bad on the feet. He don't got the biggest power. And I think Asakura does have power. And I think he'll be able to utilize it finally because he's not worried about the takedown. It is a concern because Asakura could just not be UFC level, and this could just be the last 2 fights were just foreshadowing. But I'm gonna pretend like he's never won in the cage. By the way, I've said this a couple fights ago. He's never won in the cage. I'm gonna pretend like he has before. I'm gonna pretend like he know how to work the octagon, and and display his great striking. So I got Asakura to get the victory, though. We'll see what happens. Now we got Sergei Pavlovich versus Tallison Teixeira. Man, this matchmaking is lovely. I got Sergei Pavlovich. You know, he's just the better fighter. He's got better boxing, more power. He can fight 3 rounds, which is very important in the heavyweight division. He can fight 3 rounds. His takedown defense isn't bad. It is heavyweight, anything can happen, so it's kind of concerning. I just think Sergei, he beat who he should have beat, and he lost to the guys he should have lost to. You know, he lost to Tom Aspinall, not a big deal. Lost to Volkov, again, not a big deal. Beat a guy like Waldo that showed his skill. Honestly, Teixeira is ranked. This is the state of the heavyweight division. I do think Sergei Pavlovich is a better, I think he's a better heavyweight. I think he's a better overall fighter. I think he's more competent. I'm not even going to talk about the matchups, but hey, that's my prediction on the fight. Now we got the UFC Macau co-main. We got Mingyang Zhang versus Alonzo Menifield, excuse me. I have Zhang to get the victory. I just think, Menifield isn't a bad pick, but I'm not going to pick his ass because against Voden Ozdemir, he kind of showed me that if he gets overwhelmed, it's going to be a long night. And he's shown that every single fight. He balls up, waits to throw, waits. Waiting is the big problem. And then sometimes he can get overwhelmed. But he does have big power, and he's not a bad fighter. He's not. But I know Zhang just lost to Johnny Walker. That's terrible. He shouldn't be losing to Johnny Walker. However, Johnny Walker is actually not that bad. He just chinny. But Zhang actually, he hurt Johnny Walker. Put Johnny Walker through some adversity. It gives me a little hope choosing him. If he can fix the things he needs to fix, I think this should be an easy fight for Zhang. He's not, he's not the worst of the division by far. He's a ranked fighter. Alonzo Menifield is too. I just think the overwhelming aspect of the fight, you have to consider that. And I think Zhang will kind of take advantage of that. That's one thing he's good at, overwhelming the fighter. So I got Zhang to get the victory. And now we got the UFC Macau main event. We got Song Yadong versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I got Song Yadong to get the victory. Deiveson, I think his best fights, his best years are past him. He spent them at flyweight. Song Yadong, he's kind of a hard fight because he's hard to put away. He can take damage. He's going to keep going forward. Figgy likes to land that one shot to put guys out or hurt them. It's not going to land that this time. And Song Yadong does have the ability to wrestle, so it's not like he's going to, I don't think Figgy can smoke him wrestling. And then Figgy's really his best work is going to be around 1 and 2. But Song is a hard guy to fight because he's hard to finish. He has power of his own. He has slick, clean striking. He gets better every fight. And he's 10 years younger in this fight. So I think, logically, I think I personally got to go Song Yadong. Figgy isn't bad. He ain't the worst pick in the world. But I just think in this fight, I just got to go Song Yadong for the reasons I stated. It is, he is fighting in his home country, so maybe that gives him a boost. Figgy, but like I said before, Figgy, sometimes he gets stuck on the bottom too, and I also don't like that. So Song take him down, he probably could hold him down. But I got Song Yadong to get the fight, and those are my full UFC Macau event predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're out.